Sahana vavatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace, peace unto us all. Sai Ram. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We welcome everyone to the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. And now we are grateful to Swami to bring us together, continue to do the Gita Jnana Yajna. And for the original text of Bhagavad Gita, this is chapter 8 called Akshara Parabrahma Yoga. This is where the Swami is giving the commentary on that. And last week we started the shloka, the 9th and 10th. So just verify that the original is, and Swami is going one by one. So we are in the soft copy, we are on page 72, chapter 16, page 72. In the hard copy, we have page 147. Sure, if you have your digital devices, you can go to page 72, whereas you have the book, go to page 147. So last week, because Swami is talking about this, 3 ways people worship God. So first have to clarity. People worship God in 3 ways all over the world. There is no other way. One is Saguna and Sakara. Worship God, giving Him a name and a form. Like we all know, giving name Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, or any other great saint, Shidi Baba, Sathya Sai. So all this with a name and a form. So that is the Saguna and Sakara. So he has a form, a name, and Saguna, he has got attributes. He is loving, he is kind, he is compassionate, he is always saving the devotees. So these are the various attributes. Saguna means attribute. So he has got Saguna. Sakara means form, and automatically when you have form, you have a name. We also have that. We also have a attribute, Saguna. But this is for the Lord, who has come as an avatar many times, and some people worship God even as a mother, divine mother. So all this is one stage. People all over the world. Most of the people, like particularly in India, Hindu religion, and there in general, there is Saguna Sakar worship. That is what all the temples, particularly when I left India 40 years ago, now the temples are overcrowded. You can't need either recommendation or sometimes people bribe people. Unfortunate, but it's so crowded now, temples. But here is an amazing, the churches, the attendance is going down, a lot of people concerned in the West. So that is happening. So next, that is one thing. And second thing is, one is Saguna Nirakara. That is the next stage. So he has attributes, but no form. Which we talked about, that is Abrahamic religions or Semitic religions, like Judaism. They don't have a form of God. They have Jehovah, Adonai, or something like that. But they don't have. And same thing with Islam, Allah, the Prophet Muhammad. They don't have a God who has a statue or form. But they give attributes. All the both Judaism and Islam, Christianity, that God is merciful, God is kind, God is forgiving, God is omnipotent, God is embodiment of love. So all these attributes they give, but they don't give a form. But one thing interesting though, I was just thinking, just now the thought came. Did anybody go to Mecca here? I never went. I wanted to go, but they won't allow me to go, they said. So one of my friends asked, because in Mecca, you go there, what do they have? There is a big stone, black stone. So one of my friends said that it's Makkeshwara. There is, he came from the thing, there is a lingam. It is like a lingam. It's actually a big stone. People touch it, go around it. So one way they are worshiping, though in general, the philosophy and the principles of Islam is, it is sacrilegious to worship an idol, a statue. Has to only know no form. And but human nature is, even in the synagogue, they don't have God's name, but they have the menorah, this symbol of Judaism and all that. So this is Nirakara and Saguna. No form, but he has attributes. Then next stage is Nirguna Nirakara. That is the highest Vedanta. That is Advaita philosophy. There is no name, no form, no attributes, no time, no space, no causation. Something which you cannot describe. That is why Taittiriya Upanishad says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. It cannot be comprehended by the mind, because so many things, whatever we see, we perceive by mind, or we express in words. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. So it is by words you cannot express, and by mind you can't comprehend. Then what is it about? It is you can only experience. Actually, almost they give a definition in Taittiriya. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Actually, Swami sings a beautiful bhajan. That is the closest definition. What is God? There is truth, is infinite knowledge, wisdom. Anantam is infinity, and he is the Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is closest. So, Nirguna Nirakara. So people say which one to follow, whatever stage we go to. Somebody says, I want to study quantum theory, or somebody's theory of relativity, theory of uncertainty. And they first go to high school, college, finish, then graduate, do that. Similarly, when we have body consciousness, I am this body, still under the control of the senses, you don't have mastery. Saguna and Sakara, still you need to worship God with name and form. That's why Swami, somebody asked Swami how to go to this formless. Through form. You go on worshipping God with form and name, ultimately you'll realize He's all names, all forms, and He is not only all forms of God are the same, all beings are Him, all animals are Him, plants are Him, and finally you will realize He's beyond all. He's even beyond those things, what you say. That is what the Purushoktam say, Vipadu the Purushaha Padoseha Bhavatmana. Only 1/4 of that cosmic Lord is manifest on all this universe, Earth, planets, galaxies, and solar systems and all that. 3/4 of that Supreme Lord, divinity, is unmanifest. So our people said in Veda, thousands of years ago they announced it, this thing is beyond that. So these are the three things. So Swami says, for whatever reason, He is the Lord, He knows. Let us start with Nirakara and Saguna. So let us start with that, Swami says, because this Sloka 9 refers to that. So there are 8 qualities for that. They describe Nirakara, Saguna. We talked about in the last 2 weeks 5 qualities. So that is, Sloka 9 is Kavim Purana Manushashitaram Anoraniyan Anusmaredyeha Sarvasya Dhata Chintya Rupa Aditya Varnam Thamasah Parasthaath. This Aditya Varnam Thamasah Parasthaath is there in Purusha Suktam twice. Talking about God, they describe Him as Aditya Varnam Thamasah Parasthaath. And he says in Purusha Suktam, the one who knows this becomes immortal. Tameva vidwan amruta iha bhavati. Amruta means immortal. Like drinking, people, the devas always wanted amruta, so will become immortal, and demons were fighting. They also wanted a piece of action. So this says, once you have this knowledge, experience, you will become immortal. Nanya panta ayanaya vidya. There is no other way to achieve immortality, only this way. That means you need to realize this experience. So last 2 weeks, what did we cover? Anybody want to summarize? What are the 5 qualities we covered?
Kavi.
Yeah, Kavi. Kavi means, literally they call poet, but
all-knowing.
All-knowing. He's Sarvajna. He knows, he's omniscient. He's everything. Your past, we know our past, we may know present. We don't. He knows past, God knows present and future. So he is Kavi, Sarvajna. Okay, then Puranam. He is the most ancient. So there is no beginning, Anadi, and there is no beginning, and he has no end. So that is what is Prana. And that is what Swami says is God is described as Sanatana and Nityanutana. He's always old man who wants to see, but he is Sanatana, but Nityanutana, ever. That is what Lord Krishna, everything more you see, more you want to see, because there is the divine qualities, divine magnet. Anushashitaram. Right, next third one. That means he is the all commander, commander-in-chief. God decides what to be done, where to be done, how it is done. And we gave the example of Kenopanishad, where they talk about how these demons and gods had a fight. Gods won, they become arrogant, that the success is due to them. Then God wanted to teach that you cannot even move a blade of grass, the wind, a burnt thing. You need God's power. That is why Kena means by which. So he says, by which you can see, by which you can hear, by which you can taste. Some people I have seen, my friends, as a doctor practicing, if you look at them, their eyes will be perfect. They will have like normal, but they cannot see. Because in the eyes, so many places they may damage in the retina, in the iris, in the vitreous, in the lens, or anywhere. So that is the reason you are able to see, because of that power. Same thing with the hearing. You may have looking outside, ear looks good, but inside so many things to work, cochlea, the nerves, and everything. So whose power? That is divine power. Including taste. I had one friend who came recently. He cannot even eat anything little bit spicy because his some tongue bud and taste buds have changed, damaged. So he can't do that. So everything, when we see, when we hear, and we taste, we take it granted, yeah, it is. But everything is the gift of God. By His power, we are able to experience it. So we always need to be grateful to that. So it is Anushasitaram. He is the one who is command and shape. He decides everything, when, where, and how it is done. Yeah, next.
Anuran. Anuraninya.
Anuraniyan.
Subtler than.
He is subtler than the subtlest. Anu means atom. So he is subtler than the atom. Atom, and there are atomic, subatomic particles. So he is even lesser than subatomic particles. Now we know that proton, electron, there's a lot of chemistry. So it is so small. Another thing, but it says is Mahto Mahiyan. He is the vaster than the vastest. We told that. So even 1/4 of his power is this whole universe. So 3/4 unmanifest. So he is, to just show the significance, is Anuraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. Yeah. Next one.
Sarvadhar.
Sarvadhara. Swami said in the original text, Sarvasya Dhataram. Sarvasya Dhataram means he is the basis for everything. So because of him, this whole universe is sustained. Without the basis, beautiful example given is the screen and the pictures. If you go to a movie, you are seeing the project, but they need a basis, right? A screen. Without the screen, you cannot see any takeaway. So similarly, Brahman is the fundamental basis on which this whole universe, this whole thing, what we perceive by our senses, visual, auditory, and gustatory, whatever we see, that is all because of the underlying basis being Brahman. So he is the Sarvasya Dhataram. Now the next, so 5 we finish. Now next Swami is coming to that. So now we'll start 147, sixth one.
Sairam, the sixth two I shall make clear to you, Achintya Rupam, with an unpicturable form, a form that cannot be delineated or imagined. For he is beyond the reach of mind, and it is the mind that pictures, delineates, or imagines. So his rupam or form is achintya, or incapable of being imagined by the mind. You might hesitate to accept this, but the mind is matter. It is inert. It is fleeting. But Brahman or Paramatma is pure consciousness. It is eternal, everlasting, imperishable. It and mind are at opposite poles, the fleeting and the fixed. They are totally unrelated. One dies, the other remains. The inert and the active are unrelated. The question may arise in your mind, what then is the sadhaka to do? Oh, he's not deprived of hope. Let him picture the Paramatma as unpicturable. That is enough. Dwell on such thoughts as this, and the fruit will be vouchsafed unto you. The sadhaka must first learn the channels along which his thoughts should run. At this, Arjuna pleaded with Krishna, thus, Lord, let us proceed. Time is running fast. We cannot be stationary in this battlefield without assuming responsibility or making a decision. War is facing us with open jaws, ready to swallow and overwhelm. I am ready to obey the instruction you may be pleased to give me. Only let there be no delay. Hence, quickly enlighten me about the seventh attribute, the Saguna Nirakara, God with the qualities but without form. Yes, the seventh is Aditya Varnam, which is the splendor of sun as his complexion. This means he is self-effulgent as the sun. He is independent. He is the source of the light. He shines with. He is the effulgence of sun. He makes the sun shine. So he is named Aditya. I shall tell you about eighth too, straight away. Thamasah Parasthaath.
Thamasah Parasthaath.
Parasthaath, beyond darkness. He's the witness or darkness or ajnana. For para means witness, as one unaffected. No darkness is as dark as ajnana. It is so deep and so dangerous. Maya is another word for this ajnana, and so tamas parasthaath means beyond Maya. So maybe we, yeah. And to stop here.
Please go to the original text of Gita, because these are all very, because here is Swami talking about the whole chapter name is Akshara Parabrahman. Parabrahman is Supreme God, is Akshara, that means something which doesn't destroy. So he is talking about almost everything high Advaita philosophy. Where it comes to 12th chapter Bhakti Yoga, he talks about Vibhuti, he shows his cosmic form, he talks of the attribute. So here, if you go to the original text with the various commentaries, Swami's commentary, there are other great scholars, Shankaracharya, Ramanuja, Madhvacharya, and great philosophers who have given commentary, then you can adjust, digest, and understand better.
So the number 6 says Achintya Rupam, which is we just read as a unmanifest, so unpicturable, and so unimagined. Even though it's very difficult to concept to understand, but I guess based on the prior four, that's as a pure consciousness, and here he separates out. I think even separates out that this is not the mind. Body, mind is inert, whereas this is actual consciousness, which is live. And then then goes to number 7, which is
here Achintya Rupa means something which you cannot think about. There is people who say Achintya means Chinta means sorrow. He is without that. That is one meaning, but the highest meaning is something who is beyond the comprehension. So that is why even God, Swami, with what one stage his favorite names he used to give to the children is 2 things: Achintya, Amartya. These are the 2 names always he used to give. And even one of the Shidi Babas, 108 names is Amartya. Amartya means immortal. Because we are really, as Swami said, we are children of immortality, Amartya. Shunvanti Visve Amrutasya Putra. We are all. So this is Amartya. And second is Atintya. So God who is that, he is beyond our thought process. So here, Swami is taking 2 things. God, Parabrahman, you should have clarity. Whatever you see, this mind, anything which changes is not Parabrahman, ultimately it included. So because everything, you are a young boy here, grown up young adult, then is become middle-aged, old. So this is all body is changing, so that it's not real. Same thing, mind, Swami is changing. How we were thinking what was important when you were kids, you want to play with toys, then in the college you want to be number 1 in the college, and then you want to get a good career, then you want to have family. So your priorities go because your mind goes on changing. So that is not anything which is changing is not real. There is a whole discrimination. Spirituality is what is real and what is unreal. What is temporary and what is permanent. This is what Lord Buddha said. He saw he is in middle of flesh. He is a royal palace. He is a beautiful wife. He has a child. All the comforts. But he knew that it's not the permanent thing. It is going to change one day. So he was in search of the ultimate truth, and he found that, and that's how he attained nirvana. So always in spiritual life, always important is discriminate real versus unreal, or temporary versus permanent, and pleasant versus good. Like Shreyo Marg, Preyo Marg. In Kathopanishad it is described. Is it good for me or is it pleasant? Because most of the time our senses drag us to the pleasant. We want to have nice, pleasant something, see movies, or people go to the places of attraction, our ears go for gossip, rumors, or wasting time or something. So with this, instead of that, you divert the senses, rather, because the mind takes us to the Preyo Marg, something which is pleasant. But is it good for me? Shreyo Marg is it good for me? Is it taking me towards God? That's the bottom line. Something like we are all here. We think about higher truths. We talk about God, His love, and His teachings. So we are in different level. The minute we are out, you are drawn down to the lower plane. So anything which pulls us towards the higher truths, higher life, that is the Shreyo Marg. So we should verify whatever we do in life, morning to evening, is it taking me towards that goal of God, then it is good. Anything which takes you away from that, whatever engagement, family engagement, or work engagement, societal engagement, even in the organization, sometimes people so got up, but they get agitated, restless, they go away from God, then it is no good. Anything we should be able to be connected to God, that is the criteria. So that is here, that is all he is telling. Don't be follow the mind which goes on changing. Palte consciousness, Brahman, is eternal, unchanging, and permanent. So that is what we should go. That is what. Okay, go ahead. That is explained. I wanted to dive deep more into Achintya. Okay, next.
Next is number 7, Aditya Varnam, which is, I guess even here, consciousness is other name called as Aditya Varnam, which is...
Varna means it is color or the shape, Varna thing. Aditya Varna means the color of the sun or the sun of the thing. Here it is much more than that. So he is the one who gives the light for the sun. That is what Bhavasam Tad Bhavati. They says because of him, because of the Supreme Brahman, the sun shines. Because of him, the moon set the lights. Because of them, the stars shine. So he is the ultimate thing. So that is why he says that is that of crores of lights, millions of suns, brilliance he has got. Okay, next.
And the eighth one is Thamasah, Parasthaath, which is beyond darkness, which is the darkness actually is Maya. It's interesting, actually. I know here it says, but the Maya is also part of, that's actually Shakti, or the power of actually Brahman, but it's just, I think the way you overcome that here, it's very nicely said. And I think the next paragraph very clearly says, to actually eliminate that darkness, you need that light, which is the consciousness, to eliminate the Maya.
Yeah, the darkness is where, what is darkness when it lights, switch off the lights? Completely darkness, I can't see anything there. What is the light size? Darkness is where you cannot have vision, you cannot see anything. Similarly, in this sense here, the ignorance is the darkness. So in the ignorance, we see unreal as the real. So we give the example of the Rajju Sarpa Bhranti, seeing the rope as a snake. The dusk, when there is no light, maybe just come across a rope. This is the classical example. You see it as a snake. Oh my God, snake, and people sweat. But really it is a rope. Or somebody see it is a garland. So why are you seeing it? Because of darkness, ignorance. So that is why one of the important prayer we do. So prayer is Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Lord, lead me from darkness to light. That is what it is. Satoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Lead me from darkness to light. Because when you are light, then you can perceive everything clearly. So this darkness, Swami is giving two examples. One is it is ignorance. Another is called Maya. Maya, we talked enough about Maya. Something, it is a God's divine power which makes us not really see the truth. That is Maya. So you want to go beyond Maya to apprehend who is the substance. But here, another interesting thing, did you see that? Arjuna, he tells, what does he tell to Lord? Hey, Lord, let us proceed. Time is running out. There are people are waiting. He is restless. This cute that story says, he is giving the highest teaching. Patiently listen. So, like, because Arjuna is a great hero, he is a great man, but he is Rajasic, he's driver, he wants to do action. So here, Lord Krishna is giving the highest. This reminded me of a story. Does anybody think about any story where somebody is getting restless like that? In Shirdi Sacharita, if you read, there is one guy, for people who don't know this, is a very nice story. You all go and read it. So there was a very rich man. He has a lot of lands, property, he has everything, and he was very, in worldly standard, he has everything. But he was still not happy. He said, I want to have Brahmajnana. So I want to get the Brahmajnana, because that's the highest. Everybody says, hey, if you get that, there's nothing else you need. Then he tells his friends, hey, I want to go to Shri Baba. I heard he can do Brahmajnana. I'll go. Hey, guy, you are more a worldly man. You're always thinks about how to make more money, get more pleasure. So how can you? No, I want to go. He goes. He hires a carriage, this horse carriage. He goes to Shri Baba there. And then he tells that guy, wait till I come back. We'll go back after getting Brahmajnana. So he goes to Baba. He says, oh, why did you come? Oh, Baba, I came to have Brahmajnana. Oh, Baba said, I'm very, very happy. If nobody comes to me, Brahmajnana, they will say, I want to have children. Somebody says, my child wants to get married, or I want to have promotion in job. I want to have sickness cured by my health. All the people, everybody comes for their problem or their health or their family and some wealth, anything. You are the only guy who came from Brahmajnana, very good. Then he wanted to teach him a lesson that how superficial our, when you want Brahmajnana, it should be intense longing. So he says one of these things, hey, I want 5 rupees, go and get it to Nandu, one of the boys. He says, goes there, these are Swami, divine drama. So he goes, Baba, he is not there. Then another person's house, he says, so sent to his house, go and 5. So he goes on few places, comes back, no money. Then Baba says, then this guy is restless. Baba, because he's worried, because he hired the carriage, that guy will charge more money if he stays long. So he is worried about that. He says, oh, Baba, I have to go. Give me Brahmajnana, I'll go then. I'm trying to give you Brahmajnana, watch. That's what I'm trying to give you. He says, no, I want Brahmajnana. So then Baba says, hey, you are, I was going on asking for 5 rupees. You have 50 times 5 with you. That means 250 rupees in your pocket, and you don't want to even, you are seeing all the things that Baba is asking 5 rupees, and you have so much money you don't want to give. Somebody who can't even give up 5 rupees, how can you think about a Brahmajnana? You have to master 5 senses, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, then you talk about Brahmajnana. So it nicely gives a discourse. Not Brahmajnana is easy. First you control your senses, control your mind, try to sacrifice in life, be selfless, giving, then you think about, because you need a credentials. So here, that story reminded how this guy is restless. Lord Krishna says, yeah, wait, I'm going to give you on how this is thing. So we all need to think about it. We all want Atma Vidya, highest. Always we said, how do you get the credentials? Because even in, you want to become a doctor, go to college, and then internship, or a lawyer, accountant, even the fine arts, everything needs a lot of training and credentials. So here, and we are talking about this highest Adhyatma Vidya, Brahma Vidya. So he need to have these qualifications. So for that, you need to go beyond Maya. And yeah, continue.
Arjuna, just close your eyes for a moment. What is it that you experience? Complete darkness isn't it? How did you know that it is dark? You cannot see darkness. Then how did you announce that there was a darkness there? There are 2 entities. There are darkness and he who sees the darkness. Isn't it so? If you are yourself darkness, how can you see the darkness? No, you're the seer, and so you're not the darkness. Darkness is that which is seen. The seer is you. You're the witness. Now consider another fact. Man very often condemns himself as an ignoramus, but if he really were an ignoramus or a fool, how is he able to recognize his own ignorance? From where did he get that knowledge? When did that gnana enter him, and how? Arjuna is this.
Ajnana.
Ajnana is the seen, gnana is the seer. You're the drig, which sees the drishya, or ajnana, ignorance. In the same way, all 8 descriptions above to be contemplated upon. this is the correct meditation of the form of the Lord. So this is two examples are beautifully. This is Adi Sankaracharya's Drishya Viveka.
Drishya Viveka. Yeah.
So the witness, a person, actually subject object. I'm the subject and I'm witnessing the same way as an example. Darkness and who sees the darkness, and here also, but beautifully, the ignorance, whatever we see, that's all part of Maya is ignorance. That true self is the Paramatma, is the Gnanam, who sees it, who witnesses it. So that's two examples.
So here there is what Swami says, why he described all this is, these are the 8 qualities for the Nirakara and Saguna Brahman. So how do you contemplate all? With these qualities, Kavim, Puranam, Anushashitaram. So each one you think about those qualities and meditate, then you are meditating on this form. So for this he is giving this technique. But here he says, very important, like close your eyes with darkness. Where is darkness? Who is seeing the darkness? That is why this is a beautiful question. So there is you, that I is the one which is seeing the darkness. And same thing with the ignorance, that I recognizes I am ignorant. So that is why you need to differentiate Druk, Drishya. So everything, whatever we see and is Druk. What we see, everything, whatever is the nature, the world, everything is seen. And we are the seer. So you need to differentiate. That's why Swami says the definition of God is I am I, that I principle. Because of that, everything is seen. So that is what the Drishya Viveka is the greatest Vedantic text. If you want, you can verify. Some people said Adi Shankara wrote. Some people said there is a great Advaitic scholar called Vidyaranya Swami. He wrote the one Panchadashi, also greatest Advaitic text called Panchadashi. So that is the considered classical text for Advaita, Panchadashi by Vidyaranya. So they think he wrote the Drishya. But anyway, it doesn't matter. There's the thing about our uniqueness problem. One way unique, one way problem. Our people never gave importance. Who wrote the thing? When was it written? Truth is important. But for here, the history things, they don't even know Upanishad. That's why a lot of places you don't know who is the author, when was it written. Because for them, this truth is important. Like Newton's laws, for they won't not have said Newton discovered. They said law of gravity. So what is it? It doesn't matter who discovers. The truth is the one. So one way we don't know who did. But the thing is, Vidyaranya, he wrote that Viveka. Because always you need to, in Vedanta, you need to, but most of us are lost in this druk. So what all we are lost in, what all we seen. So the truth is, whatever is seen is awareness. But you are not that. You remember, everything, whatever you see, that is all false. So people will be shocked. So everything, whatever you see, that is false. Only I am I, that I, the reality. That is why they say, when you go to sleep, so you see a beautiful drum and they went there, you have seen, you have a mansion, you have a nice thing. So who created all that? That I created that. And then by the time you wake up, that whole thing is dissolved. Dissolved where? Where did it go? It again went into the eye. So that way it is an example. Sleep and the dream, you are the creator, you created the drama sustain, and you also made it dissolve. So that is why you need to have this self-enquiry. That is what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, the whole path, all these speeches. Where is this? Where is this I? What am I seeing? So a lot of times we don't even go into that depth. So that is the way to proceed towards the. So we'll continue. Anything else? Any other comments anybody has? So otherwise we can continue next.
But I wanted to say.
No, go ahead. Yeah. This is a study circle. That means People should give comments, questions, discussion. We encourage that, but people keep quiet. So what can we do? So just please be open. Anybody has any comments or questions, please ask.
So in this chapter, so there are 8 topics: fixing the mind on God at death, 3 different ways to describe God, and 8 aspects of God. So those are the 3 aspects we saw so far.
Very good.
And then next 3 we will see what devotion consists of, repeating Om, the value of systematic practice. So
good. You did a good job in homework, Pravina. That is what it is. So there is a summary. Sometimes all these metaphysical discussion and thought, we forget what it is. The whole thing is, Swami says, essence of Upanishads, Gita. Essence of Gita is one, how to die. How to die is when thinking about God. Because whatever thought you have, the last moment, it will become. So if you think about deer, like Bharata, King Bharata did, he became a deer in his next life. Somebody hates somebody and just become a snake or a frog. So if you are so whatever you think about, you will become. So if you think is too much attached to a house, you will become a house. So if you are thinking about God, you will become God. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So always whole life the training is so that we are immersed in divine thoughts. So the last thought, that way 2 things, antakalecha mameva, including the last moment, you should think about God. Whom mameva, only me, not simultaneously too many thoughts. Think about me only, the last moment. For that, all these preparations, these 8 qualities you meditate on, and it is constant practice. Abhyasa yoga, you can't overnight do it. Constant practice will make us live in God.
And also, I want to share one more thing.
No, go
for the weekend, at the Sai Prema Nilayam, I know I can't really express in words how much effort. How did that actually happen? There's so much actually people did it, and I was just like watching.
All the people actually, that were more people from Arcadia Center. A lot of people participated, Glendale. All over the people participated, but they did like Karthik, Praveen, and Nilesh. They did the audio visual, so that people from India, Northern California, all those people watched. They said they felt like as if they are next to. Did you watch Prajnan? You are a Gita scholar. I know. I did good job at Aditya, actually. He was doing that.
It's
so
like
then like they did arrangements, and Ram and Radha, they planned for so many months. So it is not easy to combine the effort of so many people for so many weeks. Good. It turned out. That's why everybody felt they're very joyful. Main the experiences, maybe everybody had that peaceful experience. And one man from Gujarati came, tell me, it must be mid-80s or something. He said, Anand. He was going on talking. I didn't understand. Only understand Anand. He said, then somebody translated. He said, this is the first time he came to here. He's so blissful. He's in Ananda. That's all we want people to be happy. So that was, you're right. I forgot to mention. Thanks for everybody who participated, who helped, coordinated, and who volunteered. Everything went well, right? Everybody was very happy.